Hello everyone. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining to our lecture. And in the beginning, I give you some words, my friends and colleagues, Elena, and she a little bit introduce about our project Lighthouse Hub Dublin.
Good evening, everyone. If you've never been in our lighthouse activities, so we are a lighthouse hub. So it's a program created for migrants by migrants, expat and locals. We are creating a place where people can meet, they can learn something new from each other and ourselves, and spending some time together. So we are creating different type of activities. For example, like well-being activities where you can connect with yourself, connect with like-minded people through, for example, yoga, different like meditation, different embodiment practices. We also organize a cultural events, for example, like cinema clubs, where we can watch different kind of movies from different cultures, and through the movies, kind of understand better different people, how they live, how they think,
Culture
and
code.
using the different culture codes. And also we organize social gathering events where people can connect with each other. They can spend some time together for the networking, talking, etc. So there's multiple type of events. So please subscribe. We have our Lighthouse Hub page in Instagram, Facebook, Eventbrite. And today, because we have August is the month of gratitude and conscious living. Because in August we celebrate in Ireland, celebrating the Lunaza. Lunaza, it's a Asian Celtic harvest festival, marking the beginning of autumn. So traditionally, Lunaza marks a time to pause, appreciate what has grown, and remember that every harvest begins with care for land, for ourselves, for each other. And at Lighthouse Hub, we bring this spirit into the modern life through a month dedicated to conscious living, sustainability, and gentle transformation. And we believing that we can start small, doing some small things every day, which can change the life. That's why we're organizing different events connected to the sustainability. We have sustainability workshop today with Asya. We will have eco hiking 9th of August in Hoth, where we go hike, and in the same time we just collect the some stuff on the way. And we also have a clothes swap party 22nd of August, where we can exchange clothes, bring our stuff, and then maybe collect something something new. And also we'll have cinema club 15th of August. We will be watching the Irish movie called Dancing at Lunaza. So a lot of things coming up, and we are happy to spend this amazing celebration of Lunaza together. I'll give the word back to Aglaya.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you. And if you join, guys, you can, if you want, you can join to my Kundalini yoga class as well, 8th of August. It's just small things. Yeah, that's fine because it's my part. That's fine. And today we open our door for the sustainability and care about yourself and our planet with our amazing Asya, Anastasia Volodina. I want to introduce, it's my closest friend. She will share a little more about herself and the work she does. What makes this especially meaningful to me, it is we first became friends through our shared passion for nature, sustainability, and caring for our planet. Today, Asya will show us that living more sustainably doesn't have to come from guilt or pressure. Instead, it can come from love, awareness, and small consciousness choices that feel natural and joyful. And I give the word my close friends, Asya and she continue our lecture. Thank you for joining to be online with us. And last thing, if you want to, Elena, tell about our social media, and all this information should be below in our video. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Elena and Aglaya, for introducing me and for inviting me to be here today. I'm honored to be here, and actually this is the second time I'm taking part in the project of Lighthouse Hub Dublin, but today in English. And actually this is not very common for me nowadays because I live in my home country again, but I'm very happy that today's lecture will be conducted in English. So let me share the presentation part and we will start. So at first I want to start with this little picture and to remind you that there is a theory of small actions. And I believe that this theory is actually the best way how to change lives, change our habits. And with eco-education, it also works the best way, in my opinion. And with the theory of small actions, the more people perform small but meaningful acts every day, the greater is their positive impact on the world as a whole. So I want to start with this little saying, and I think you will understand why this is a starting point for us today. So, as Aglaya already told, my name is Anastasia Volodina, and for the past 8 years, my professional work has focused on environmental education, media, and social projects. I have created educational and media projects, including the EcoAsya environmental blog, the 4-season podcast and public educational project Pokolenie Zero, and the children's book about environmental issues with more than 22,000 copies published in 3 languages worldwide. I have also worked with businesses, NGOs, and international partners in Russia and Portugal, and delivered more than 100 lectures and public events. Alongside this work, I have studied psychology, coaching, the theory of functional systems, and group facilitation, including open dialogue method. All this is something that actually shaped my views, and I think this is the reason why also we communicate a lot with Aglaya, because we have this psychological background together. So today I will speak about habits, about conscious living, about mindful living, and I want to start my story with my little background in this ecosphere, and to show you the work, because I'm the artist and the illustrator as well. In 2017, the United Nations Environmental Assembly in Nairobi asked me as an illustrator to make a giant picture, 3 by 4 meters, that will illustrate and show the environmental pollution worldwide. At that time, 9 years ago, this was something that has not a lot of information somewhere. In social media especially, there were like few bloggers, few podcasts, so it was actually nothing to work with, but I, of course, found some pictures, photos about the pollution. I found it in web, World Wide Web, and made this picture. And after I finished it, I decided that big companies like Greenpeace, Worldwide Foundation, and United Nations are the people, are the companies, are the organizations that will take part in changing everything on the planet, not me. I felt myself so small, so little, and these problems, these pollutional problems, so big. And all these pictures of dying animals, of all the problems, they were so devastating that I didn't want to take any part. So I just closed myself from it and just proceeded on living like I lived before. But in 6 months after I made this picture, I had an epiphany moment, an insight moment, when in the shop, in the grocery shop, I understood, standing with the plastic bag in my hands, that neither United Nations, neither Greenpeace, or any other fund working with saving animals or with ecological problems will come and take this plastic bag from me and put it in the recycling bin. And this was the moment that my mind, my views shifted, changed. And I decided that I need to start recycling, at least in my little, small human scale. And I started. And actually, I understood that I'm the only one person that can have this responsibility for my waste, for everything that I leave after myself, that I left after myself. And I started like being super zero waste. We will talk later about zero waste movement, but at that point I was like a crazy eco activist, climate activist that has had like no stuff made from plastic at home. All that came in plastic, I recycled it. I didn't use shampoos in some bottles. I was making my own shampoo. I was making my own detergent. I was making everything like by myself. I was using old bags, old clothes. That time I was vegan, and also all my style was very mindful and waste free. And because I was doing this, other people started to ask me about this, and not only the one that I was speaking daily, not only my friends and my family members, but also people around. And one day in the same grocery shop, the lady at the cashier asked me why I'm using my old bags, old plastic bags or old cotton bags, and some bags that I put stuff inside. And I told her that there is a lot of plastic in the ocean, and I'm trying to reduce this amount in my life, at least. And she understood this, and that was a moment when I not actually heard the click in her head, but I caught her side going around her in the shop and seeing all this plastic packaging around her. And I understood that that was a talk, one talk, that actually maybe will change something in her lifestyle. And from that point, I decided that I need to share. And in September 2018, I started my blog EcoAsya as a project. And it started with my illustrations, because as an artist illustrator, I decided that this is the way how I can speak about the problem, other way, not the way like Greenpeace and other bloggers in Russian language publish some stuff, some posts about ecology and about eco lifestyle, sustainable lifestyle. So I started to make illustrations about my waste. So what it was? This was the garbage that left after I recycled everything, after I reduced everything, after reused everything. And other zero waste activists, they have one jar of waste that they show everywhere, like this is a jar of waste for 1 year. Because I lived at the time with a partner and he wasn't zero waste. Of course, we have some stuff always that he produced as a waste. So I collected it after him and after myself and draw it every week. So this was 3 months challenge that I draw weekly, all this not recyclable stuff that left after myself, after me and after him. And with my few followers at that time, I was discussing like, what can we do with it? And at that time, all the receipts, for example, are not the paper. They have bisphenol A inside it, inside this paper. So it cannot be recycled together with paper or cardboard. And with my followers, we were discussing like who is collecting this or who can make paper from it. And I found a project of lady who was like boiling all these receipts together and taking out this bisphenol with the hot temperature and taking the pulp or the paper pulp and made postcards with some ecology, sustainable messages on it. Also, I found a lady who was collecting cards, like plastic cards from the shops or credit cards that expired. And she was making a big art from this waste. And so I was collecting all this and I was doing my illustrations. But at the time of October, I understood that okay, people understand the message. People got the point that you need to recycle. You need to be more conscious about how you live, about your lifestyle, about what you are doing. But it's not something that click immediately. And I need to do something more simple, the way that kids will understand. And this was the moment when I decided to make comics and to speak about the problem of pollution, plastic pollution, about single-use products that pollute our planet from these projects, from these products. And I started this Asya Disposable Secrets. And every week on Wednesday, I was drawing one new character who was speaking from itself about what they are made from, why you need to recycle it, why the problem is in not making sense in just throwing it away, and why plastic is not something that just vanish away in the planet, in the earth, and so on. And when people who were reading my blog decided to repost my comics, I got viral. All my blog got viral. And so on the 31st of October 2018, I posted a story about one disposable disposable coffee cup. And from that moment, on the 1st of November, my post was reposted and shared more than 1,000 times. And everyone started to follow me. Everyone started to share this with their friends, like, oh my God, coffee cup is not made from paper. Have you known this? Did you know this? That it's only cardboard from outside and there is a plastic inside, and so on. And I decided that I need to make a book. And actually, I will show you my book. So now its name is Asya and the Magic Glasses. And this is actually this little comics that I started this book from. And my viral audience also got very inspired because of this little product, disposable product that I draw. But at first, my book called Asya and the Plastic World, and also you can see here it is. And I just decided that okay, I can proceed on making this, and weekly I started to draw one by one some disposable product from my life, from the people, from the lifestyle of the people around me. And one day, parents of kids messaged me that every week their kids are waiting for the new story to be shared in the blog so they can read about something. And I understood that actually this is a way how I affect, how I inspire people. And this is very important to inspire people, because world is changed by people. And actually there is sign here like "Мир меняют люди", it's in Russian. And I was trying to find the better translation for it today, because people change the world. It's people who change the world. The world is changed by people. People make the world better. Change starts with people. It's all together about these three words in Russian. And I think this is also about Lighthouse Hub project, because people together change the world. People together can do something better, can make place where they live better. And with the messages and with my new followers, I understand that we together are making some small steps. And with this theory of small changes, of small steps, we are changing the world for the better place, to make it a better place. And kids are someone who I can inspire, so they will inspire their parents. And at that time, I actually remember the story about New York in the beginning of the 20th century, when the factory workers came home and their kids who were in the kindergarten all the day long, they learned at the kindergarten that they need to wash their hands with soap, and they learned and taught their parents to wash the hands. So we affected not the elder people, we affected the kids, and they started to change all the lifestyle in their families. And I was trying to make the same. And this was the reason why I ended up with having all these amazing books that we made with two publishing houses. I also start to speak out about it like I do today. And this is the reason why I have more than 100, I guess, even more than 150 lectures now conducted in Russian and few in English. So yeah, my book, kids inspired by it, and this is actually something that inspired me to proceed eco-education, proceed doing what I do daily, and to inspire kids around me, inspire people who work in the kindergarten where my kids are. I presented them, gifted them few copies of my book so they can read it together, because I think this is the easiest way how to inspire then people who are adults, because adults has lots of problems daily, and of course they don't think about recycling, about pollution and so on. I was the person who just hid it from everything because I thought that my impact is small. But with their kids who actually think when they read such books like mine, of course I'm not the only author, when they read such books, they perceive it as a guide for living, because this is their first life. They're like few years in this planet, on this planet, and they actually understand that this is the guide how to live. You need to recycle, you need to collect stuff separately, and so on. And for them, this is like, okay, I will live with this game rules. And they start to teach their parents as well. And of course, I think that lots of stuff in our life and things in life are zero waste. And we can go zero waste actually, but living in the big cities is not as easy for to having this zero waste lifestyle. So today I want to inspire you a little bit more about zero waste, about recycling habits. So we'll start with these 5 rules. It is called 5 R's, because it's refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot. And what it is about, actually this pyramid, it was drawn in the book Zero Waste Home by Bea Johnson. She's a French American, and she was the first lady with this jar of waste from all her family collected in one little glass jar for 1 year. And this is actually something very inspiring. And in her book, she drew this pyramid from refuse to rot, and explained that by refusing, we mean that we refuse from what we don't need. By reducing, we reduce the stuff of what we need. By reusing, we reuse secondly, thirdly, and so on, something that we can give this second life. By recycling, we recycle the stuff that we cannot refuse, that we cannot reduce in our life, that we cannot reuse, and that's why we need to recycle it. And of course, rot, to compost it. Some organic waste is, of course, great option, but in lots of countries it's not something popular. For example, in Russia it's not popular at all, but we have some initiatives, of course. I lived in Portugal for 2.5 years, and in Portugal as well, I know that in Lisbon, in the capital of Portugal, they have a little Telegram chat where you register yourself, and they got you the message with code to the recycle points where they have the locker, and they give you the password for this locker for you to open and to put your organic waste in this recycle bin, in recycle point. Because it's not popular and they want this place to be clean, so they have this locker in it, and they give only to those people who are interested in composting, who understand what is composting. They have this guide how you need to compost, but this is like not very popular at all. Of course, people who live on land, on their own land, and have some produce of vegetables and fruits, for example, or herbs, of course, understand what is composting, but lots of people from cities don't compost at all. So, of course, we use these 5 rules in the best way for our lives. So every person is a unique human being. Every lifestyle is unique. Every life is unique. So you can think about yourself and start from refusing or from recycling, but I always recommend to start from refusing, because it is easy to find something that you actually don't need in your life and don't buy it. For example, when I draw this disposable products like plastic bags, coffee cup, disposable coffee cup, plastic bottle, and so on. I have this message about you can just refuse from this object. You can replace it with something multi-use, something that you can use many times. For example, plastic bags can be replaced with old plastic bag, or with your own bag, or with your own backpack that you will use while going on grocery shopping. And this is something that you can experiment with. You can try and find this one object, for example, to buy your own coffee cup, or to use only cups, real cups in the cafes, and ask to put coffee only in the real cup, not in the disposable one, and drink your coffee, your something that you drink in the cafes, in the cafe, not going outside, not taking something to go. Or you can just replace new plastic bags with the old ones, and so on. And you can experiment, and after you refuse something, you can reduce something. For example, amount of paper or amount of electricity. So you will look better when you switch off on the lights, or about water, how you can reduce amount of the water that you use, and so on. You can add one by one, but of course you can start from recycling as well, if in your country it is possible. I know that Irish people do recycling, so talking about recycling in Ireland, of course you can recycle, you can read how to recycle and start to recycle at least something, and make this your first habit, eco habit. But I can tell you that recycling is not the way of saving the planet. It's one of the rules, but the first three, refuse, reduce, reuse, are the main one. Because if you refuse, if you reduce, if you reuse, you actually have so little to recycle. You have a lot of packaging in your life that you need to recycle. And this is the best way how to reduce amount of waste that we daily produce in our lives. And I want to speak from the name of Vivienne Westwood and her saying, "Buy less, choose well, make it last." This is about refusing and reducing, yeah. And actually, she was a very amazing designer who actually started this trend for sustainable fashion, and explained why it is important to be sustainable in fashion, because there's so much textile worldwide, and this is actually a big problem, textile waste and all these mass market shops. This is also a big problem. So having these leaders of opinion who speak from themselves, and have this sustainable message in their lifestyle, in their business, is very important. So today I want you to make screenshot now and to have this list of the environmentally friendly and cost-effective habits that you can start from. So you can make a shopping list and plan your meals for the week. This is the way how to reduce amount of organic waste in your life. You will have only something that you need, and not more. There will be less organic waste after you. And also, it is also cost effective. You don't throw away the food. You plan it ahead. You plan your budget ahead. Secondly, reuse containers and save up to 30% by avoiding unnecessary packaging is actually true, because all these advertising costs are inside the packaging. So all the work of all the job of the advertising companies, managers, people who produce packaging, people who transport and send this packaging, this bottle of milk, I don't know what, is included in the packaging. So when you buy something without packaging, you reduce the cost. So myself, I buy, for example, nuts in my own package, in my own jars, or in the cotton bags that I have, reusable ones. And I don't buy this Ziploc plastic, and nobody knows from what kind of plastic it is made from. So I don't pay for this packaging, and actually I pay maybe even twice less by buying nuts in my own package. Don't buy things you don't need just because they have been advertised to you. You probably already have everything you need. And actually, this is something that I always inspire people with, because you don't need all this stuff. I have so little wardrobe by myself, my kids as well. We don't have a lot. I have a great apartment, but I don't have a lot of stuff here. I have lots of books that are from my grandmother, and I use libraries, I use secondhand stuff, and I don't buy new stuff. Actually, I buy food, and I don't buy stuff in my life. And actually, people from Norway and all Northern Europe are the biggest inspiration for me, because they have this declutter challenge. When they're elder, they start to prepare the houses and declutter stuff from their houses when they have no job anymore, when they got retired, because they understand that when they will pass away, they don't want their kids or their grandchildren to clean the house from this not used stuff. They want their relatives, their family members to remember something about them, but not declutter house and have all these problems. And this is a great way how to get rid of everything you don't need. Switch off lights and electrical appliances when they are not in use, and use LED bulbs. Actually, this is so common nowadays, but 8 years ago, this is something that not every country has. Some people still used not LED bulbs. Avoid washing clothes at high temperature unless necessary, and washing at 30 degrees instead of 60. Not only reduce electricity and your electricity bills, but also make your clothing last more and longer, because textile is destroyed by high temperatures. So you also make your clothes live life longer. And save money on bottled water, because most of the cafes and restaurants will happily refill your bottle or cup. I have such silicone bottle. I have it since 2020, and it's amazing. It's collapsible, so it can be less. You can make like this tiny size, and I refill it everywhere. Of course, I have some events where I needed to buy water, but most of the time we are having this bottle, and my kids, they're 5 and 3, they know that we have this bottle everywhere with us, and that mom will give it if they want to drink, or we will go somewhere and we'll fill it, and they were already filling it in the cafes. So we can educate kids. So I think we can educate ourselves as well. And of course, we think about vintage, about secondhand. I think that most of people in Europe are open-minded about it, and declutter regularly, because Norwegian elderly people are doing this. You can do it as well. Talking about disposable paper cups, the one that actually my story started with this book. This is some figures you can look at. This is only about Russia, but Russia is not the biggest user of disposable by paper cups, because coffee industry is something that came later here. But this amount of water, of timber, of waste that we are not using or producing, they're actually very inspiring and impressive. Because all the objects around you were made by using natural resources, by using electricity, by using water. So to produce plastic paper cup, we need to use water, we need to use electricity, and if we're not producing it, we don't use it, and we don't put this burden on our planet. So here's the part of my book, of course, in Russian. I don't know, someone draw this red line, so if you're asking what it is, it's not me. So also, I want to speak about myths, myths that can appear in your mind or you can hear from people around you. I can't make a difference on my own. Even if I will sort my waste, it will be pointless because my neighbor is not doing this. People around me are not sorting. But I want to inspire you like I inspire kids, and I want to inspire you with images. For example, you won't remember the figures. So, of course, there are like lots of zeros in the end. And you will remember the image because our brain is built the way that we remember images. We remember something with bright and idea. So every year, every person on the planet, plus minus, is producing 500 kilograms of waste annually. This is the weight of the cow. So every year, everyone is producing 1 cow of waste. You can imagine almost 8 billion people, 8 billion cows of waste everywhere on the planet annually. Through the life, if people are not recycling, they're producing 1 whale, 1 gray whale of waste. You can imagine, I guess, the height, the length of the waste that will appear after 1 person will live 70 years. And every day when we are recycling something, we are also restoring the energy, the water. So you can understand that everything that we are recycling, for example, if we are recycling paper, we are not making paper, for example, toilet paper from timber, we are making toilet paper from the recycled paper. And actually, I want you to remember that plastic is not the evil itself, but this is something new for us as a civilization. This is for sure new for the planet because it cannot recycle it by itself. It cannot compost it. That's the problem. And difference between 18th century, 19th century, and nowadays in our beings is the plastic and all around it, because people were producing waste all the times, of course. But most of the projects were made from natural resources and they were compostable. Of course, if we're talking about metal or if we're talking about glass, this is something that will, I don't know, 1,000 years for a glass. And I guess almost the same amount of time will be for the metal to be fully disappeared in the grass, in the landfill. But most of the objects were made from paper packages, textile packages. And nowadays, everything is made from plastic. And when I was in Indonesia, I was there with a commission, and I was collecting information about how they deal with the problem of plastic, because this is an island, and you can imagine all the plastic from the ocean is coming to the island, and all the island is producing waste as well. So they have like a big problem. And they told me that the problem appeared because 100 years before, people, there were no tourists, first of all, but also people were using leaves of palms. They were using nature products to package something. And still they're putting rice in the palm leaf. They're using this. And that time they were eating from the package and they were just throwing it away to the nature. And when people from Australia, USA, other places like tourists and big companies come to the Bali, they bring packages, but they didn't educate that this package needed to be put in the bin. And the locals, they were eating and they were throwing away because they didn't understand this. This is not because they're, I don't know, stupid. They just didn't know that there is a package that you cannot just throw away. So for the past 10 years, they're educating local people that all this need to be put in the bin because it cannot be eaten by the nature. It cannot be composted by the nature. So yeah, if someone will tell you that there is no point, if you will sort, nothing will change, you can say that every person who is reducing their paper consumption, that put in, for example, paper and only recycled paper, they, through the lifetime, they can actually save the forest. And I think this is a positive inspiration to save the forest. I want to save the forest. I don't know how about you, but for myself, this is a big inspirational idea. Also talking about plastic, because plastic is a problem, but plastic will be with us for all the years in the future, not only because we're using it everywhere, but because it's very cool for some stuff. For example, in medicine, for example, 3D printing. You can find information about 3D printing used in medicine. For example, I read about operation that was made for a little kid where they transplanted the organ, and they needed to make a model and to print the organ for the kid, and they made it because they have plastic to produce this model. They can do something before the operation. They can model and expect some difficulties. And this actually is something about creativity, and plastic is giving us creativity as well. Also, plastic is used in aircraft, in everything about transportation nowadays, because it makes everything easier, lighter, so we can transport more. But the first thing that plastic actually saved, the first animal that plastic saved in the end of 19th century by its existence was the elephant, because that time in the end of the 19th century, everything from the billiard balls till some combs were made from bones. Yeah, I forgot the name in English. So from these bones from the elephant, everything was made, and people were killing elephants to make billiard balls. This was crazy. And the person who was producing these billiard balls, he understood that this is crazy. He didn't want this to be, he didn't want to kill animals for his business to be alive. And he opened a contest for engineers, for scientists, and brothers Hayat, they actually invented the first plastic. It was named celluloid, and it was plant-based plastic at that time. It wasn't oil-based. But this was the first time the plastic actually saved the life, not only of the boy with the transplanted organ, but the elephant. And who knows, maybe by 21st century, without plastic, there will be no elephants at all. So plastic is not evil. The way how we use it and the package is not evil. The way how we use it and what we are doing it with it afterwards, this is something that matters. And also I want to show you the part of the book, for example, with this image. You can just put your finger and connect the points. And so, this way you will understand that from the aluminium cans, we can produce the bicycle. From the best plastic bottles, we can produce textile. From paper, from the newspapers, we can produce toilet paper, and so on. So recycling actually exists. Maybe you don't see it, maybe your friends and your relatives and your family don't see it, but it actually exists, and it was before us, and it will be afterwards. Because, for example, metal is something that is not easy to take from the earth. That's why people are recycling metal more and more, one by one, because it is easier to collect metal than to take metal from the ground. The same with the glass. It is easier to collect glass bottles than to take sand and to make glass from it. So almost everything around you, like part of your washing machine, the plane, the aircraft itself, is recycled metal. Also, I want to show some pictures, and I guess we will come to the end because I give today more information that I thought I will give. This is also something that is recycled. For example, this is plastic bottle caps that became the part of the skate. The rose object on the left, this is a furniture by the St. Petersburg brand, and it is made from recycled yogurt caps. Yogurt. It's polystyrol, and they made from it the new objects, furniture objects. Textile, banners, even the part of the plastic in the boats can be reused, and we can make some bags from it. People around the globe, artists around the globe, they're speaking about pollution, they're speaking about recycling problems. And for example, Bardala the second is speaking with his monuments and his graffiti around the globe. So everything is made from what he collected in the landfill. So you can find like big objects that he found in the landfill and made the monuments from it. And this is something that is speaking from without the person nearby. So this object is speaking by itself, that it is made from waste and it is pretty. And this is a message that there is a problem and we can use our imagination, our creativity to speak about it. Fashion is speaking about it as well. Ludovico Einaudi with LG for the Arctic, you can find it on YouTube, you can listen it. He's speaking with his music playing on the little platform in the Arctic, where all the ice is melting around him, about global warming, about climate change. And I'm speaking about it as well. And I like this saying, there are no passengers on the spaceship Earth, because we are all the crew. And I think this is also what I spoke today about, our power, that we need to understand that our attention, our actions, this is something that actually matter. Even if it is small one, this is still an action, and you're still a crew. As I already told, I have a project. You can find it in YouTube, and I think that I will recover it in Russian this September. And I want you to start, if you didn't, to start recycling with your family or with your friends as a game. You can actually play, you can find PET bottles, or you can find some figures on the plastic packaging, and to educate yourself, educate your friends. You can collect bottle caps and recycle them together. You can make contests who will make bigger impact. Or for example, from the start of next month or this month, and I had a game in my blog. I had it 5 times, and every time it's a very inspirational idea. So the idea is to be minimalist for 1 month, and to find in your house every day of the month, you are finding 1 object, 2 objects, and so on. So on the first day of the month, you're looking for 1 object that you don't need, and you can recycle it or donate it or make something with it. On the 30th day of the month, you need to find 30 objects. But it doesn't mean that you need to find clothing. It can be old pen, or a receipt, or a plastic bottle cap under the sofa. Everything is, you can count it, it's okay, because on this picture you can see only clothing. But I always start with clothing because it's something big and I can put my energy in it. But by the end of the month, I can find everything, like little small stuff that I think that I need, but actually I don't need. And I'm recycling it if I can, and I don't recycle it and just put it in the bin if I can't. Inspire others with your small victories, and for sure they will be inspired too. All my friends are recycling. My mother is recycling. My mother also is vegetarian now, so she's not eating meat. But if we will look at our relationship 8 years ago, she was speaking that this is not making sense. We need to eat meat. We don't need to recycle. It doesn't work. But now she's doing everything, not because I told her to do, but because she saw me doing this. She saw me talking about it. And she actually started from the small steps. And at 55, she's doing this very regularly. It's her basic routine nowadays. And I will end our my lecture today, and maybe you will have some questions. You can ask them, but I will end with Mahatma Gandhi saying, "Be the change you want to see in the world." I think this is something we can actually use in every lecture around the globe, because if we start from our little world, our little actions from our inner world as well, it will reflect, it will change the world around us. So I'd be delighted to answer any questions you may have. And thanks a lot for your attention. I think today I gave a bigger lecture than last time. So
thank you very, very much, dear. Do you see the message in the chat?
yeah, I see
The
something.
guy just supported you during the lecture. Yeah,
Yeah, thanks, Ekaterina, about 30 days. Actually, I promoted, I advertised this idea to you. It's not my idea. It came from the guys called the Minimalists. Maybe some of you saw the movie about them. And I thought that we can make it more sustainable, that we not just declutter, but we can recycle, donate the stuff that we will find. And this is a game, actually. Every time, this is a great way to declutter and to make an impact.
Nice. Yeah, she texted, maybe I will bring some of that start to our swap party too. Yeah, stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
that should be good. Any question, guys? Any question? We have a good opportunity. Ask straight away to Asya. Yeah, right
Yeah,
now.
and I have international experience actually, so we can talk.
We're lucky, guys. Yeah.
How the attitude to SSS is asking. I'm curious how the attitude to this worthwhile topic has been changing in Russia through recent years. What is your view? I can say from the bottom of my heart, and that nowadays I can feel that people can hear me and other activists, but for the past 4 years, people were deaf. They didn't want to hear something about ecology. And actually, this is the reason why I have another book now, because my first publisher decided that my book is not something interesting for the audience anymore. And I found another publisher who thought other way, and I found a sponsor. But I can say that in 2022, the first year, the ecology and sustainable events were quite often because government tried to distract people from the news. But since 23rd year, 2023, till 2026, it was a big crisis. Not only because Greenpeace went away from left Russia, WWF left Russia, and other organizations, but because the company who were donating money for all this education, they also left, and there were no budgets for educational programs. I guess that's not the problem only for Russia, but education is not the biggest priority in the countries, especially when it's not basic education, when it is some sustainable education. But if we will return to the topic of 2030, this is actually the basic education nowadays. My son is 5, and I can see the interest in his public kindergarten towards ecology, towards recycling, because people who work there, they understand that we need to educate kids. So I hope that step by step, the education will recover, the programs will recover, and people like me and other activists will speak louder. For example, I decided to study more social psychology to understand how to speak about these topics, because if we're talking about climate change, it always connects with the topics of migration, with the topics of floods, with the topics of starvation, and so on and so on. So, of course, everyone is frightened by the topic. So most of the people don't want to hear about something scary that is not right now. We will think about it later. This is normal for the human being to think about the problems later, because if we'll think about, everyone will think about the problems right now, we will be very, very unhappy. But talking about climate change, we need to educate. We don't need to speak with everyone. We need to make programs about education. We need to explain why it is like this. Not talking with the guilt that, oh my God, all these 100 years, human civilization was making bad choices and bad decisions were so bad. No, we need to speak that decisions were bad. Now we need to make good decisions. We need to find the way how to speak about the topic. We need to educate people. We need to, I think there will be like some programs, what we need to do when there will be climate change and so on. But for now, everyone is waiting for this 2030. Every government on the planet is waiting, because everyone in the government knows about this date. Everyone knows, because for the past 20 years, for sure, everyone is talking. Every scientist who is connected to the climate change and is doing some researches are talking about this. So I think everyone hope, and this is actually something silly, that people in the government, they hope that it won't be on their at their job time, that they will left their job, they will left their status in the government before the problem will occur. But I don't think it will be some. This is a good way to think. So yeah, Russia actually forgot about climate change for 3 years, but this year we started to speak about it. I can see that there are more budgets for this, because we have problems as well. We don't have these heat waves like Europe have, but we have lots of forests being destroyed by fires, by people who just cut it off. We have problems with air, and so on and so on. And even though people in the government are doing what they're doing, they understand that population are also the money for the budget. So we need to restore the people. We need to think about the people and to make the country possible for living. So yeah, we are talking about, I guess, existence, and this is not a dangerous topic. This is not a scary topic. This is actually our reality. This is something that our kids will live in. So we just need to be realist, to think realistically. So yeah.
Thanks, dear.
I'd love to know more about how you created
Yeah, we just have
your
a
own
last
dish,
5
so-
minutes. Yeah, we need to answer
Yeah.
your question as well, please. Yeah, you said. Yeah, next one, Samantha.
Yeah, about vegan. When I got pregnant first time and then second time, I decided that because I am sharing my body with another human being, I don't need to be vegan. I will feel what I need. And with my first kid, I started to eat eggs. Then I stopped eating and I became also vegan. With my second pregnancy, I understood that I actually needed to eat more ferrum, rich with iron food. And it turned out that plant-based were not enough for my little one inside me. So I also ate meat. But after I gave birth, I didn't eat meat anymore. But she eats it, and she's such a meat eater. I don't know how it is possible that a person who don't eat meat, and actually I don't like meat, how this little girl can be my daughter. Nowadays, my diet is 99%, not 90% plant-based, but I sometimes eat eggs because sometimes I understand that I need more fiber, not fiber, I forgot the word, okay, protein, more protein in my body. So sometimes I'm buying from the farmer's market the eggs. Thanks for sharing. How I'm making my own dish soap. Oh, yeah. The dish soap was actually something that I decided to change, not with the dish soap. I use the soda, baking soda, with the горчичный порошок, I don't know, mustard, something about mustard. So you can Google that baking soda and I don't know, mustard powder is something that is very great for cleaning dishes. So you don't need to make your own dish soap.
Yeah, mustard power.
Yeah.
So that's it. Yeah. All questions.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, dear. Thank you for your time. Thank you for you found your time after you go to the bed, your children. Yes, so thank you guys who will be online. It's most important we are creating together, like all our space. And also we want to tell you again and invite you for our another events during the August about sustainability as well. For example, 8th of August in Hout, we will have the eco hiking. Yeah, that's the good, like opportunity. I hope so, Asya, to support us about this stuff. Yeah, we just will walk around 9 of August. Yeah, walk around the beauty trail and like pick up some rubbish and something like that, spend time together talking with each other, yeah, and the same time help our planet. It's so easy and it's good. How's to say, как будет по-английски совмещать приятное с полезным?
Leisure time.
Yeah, leisure. It's like combine
leisure.
leisure and
Something meaningful.
Yeah,
Meaningful, yeah.
at the same time.
Meaningful leisure time.
Yeah, and then we will have a Kundalini Yoga, 8th of August, and most important to 22 of August in the same building in Bolland Mills, when we spend a lot of our events, we finally create like big swap event. You need to bring your clothes and when you talk about the reuse, reuse stuff. Yeah, it's about the
Yes.
that some clothes
Yes.
if you like you don't like it but you don't want to like send them the rubbish, just bring in our place and we will like found like give the second life for your for your clothes. Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah. There is a saying that that your that the stuff that you don't like can be the treasure for someone.
Yeah.
So yeah, the swap is a great way how to see it, because someone's almost trash, someone's waste can be your treasure.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very great idea.
Yeah, that's very great. We had that experience with our small group with the friends, but then we just started thinking about why we need to bring this stuff and the big community, yeah, because it's very good. Yeah. So I think so that's all. Thanks again a lot. A lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work, for yourself, for your heart. And thank you all of guys who come here. And I hope so we save this lecture as well. And I think during the August we created some post about the environment film, eco film or serials who help you understand some stuff easier and show your friends and the children how we can help yourself first and then help our planet.
Yeah, we can translate the PDF file that we had last time in the March.
Yeah.
And to share. Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, we will stop our recording.
Yeah. Thank you guys. You are the heroes, eco heroes.
Yay.